Hey y'all, we're gonna paint the cow skull tonight. Although I got my camera going a little weird. Oh, I know what's wrong. Oh goodness gracious, it's one of those days. Okay, that seems better. Alright, so this is what we're going to work on tonight. I still think I need to push that back just a little bit. I'll get it together in a minute. See if I can pull this up over here. Ooh. There we go. Got it up. Maybe. There it is. Perfect. All right. Now let's see what color I want to use. What color do you guys think I should paint the flower? We'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to start off with a little off-white. I think that needs to come down just a hair. See if I can not break anything. Okay. Let's see if that looks better. Looks a little better. Ooh, that's gonna blow up on me. It's stuck. Got like a big goober in the paint. See if I can get it out of there. That's much better. Still not good, but better. So that was buttermilk, and then I'm adding a little bit of dark chocolate. There's a bug in here. And I just kind of want an off-white color for the skull part. So I'm mixing that buttermilk and dark chocolate together to get kind of a tan color. Because I don't want the skull to be white. And then the lines are etched in this one, so we can just paint right over everything. So smooth. There's that little fly again. And I'm not too worried about going back over these leaves and the side of that flower. So I'm just covering everything with this kind of tan khaki color. I mixed buttermilk and milk chocolate, or sorry, dark chocolate. Yeah, dark chocolate together. If you guys pop on to watch, just say hi. Let us know where you're watching from. I like it when people tell me where they're watching from. I think it's kind of cool. So I got a bunch of stuff going on. We've got 2 paint parties local coming up. One in Statesboro and one in Lyons. And then so excited about the new thing that I've got going on with Miss Carrie from Hot Mesh Mom, and it is called Brushes to Bows, and we're going to be doing painting and wreath making together. So it'll be a wreath rail kit, or a wreath rail that the top is paintable, and I'll do a tutorial on the painting part, and then Carrie will do the decorating part. So it's going to be super duper fun. My video went weird. Maybe I'm still live. I don't know. We'll see. It looks like it on the tablet, but it does not look like it on the computer. I'll refresh it and see what it's doing. Maybe I'm having technical difficulties. And so right now I'm just getting a base coat of this creamy tan color. Because I don't want the skull like a stark white color. So I will put in the comments the link for our Brushes to Bows tutorial class that we're going to be doing. Jenny's watching. Hey, how are you today? Girl, it's been a busy day. Tell me about it. I almost didn't get here in time to do this because I was running late. Because it was a busy day. Busy, busy, busy. So what have you been up to? Looks like it's glitching, but I can't tell because it looks like it's fine over there. We'll see. We will see. We will see. Alright, so I got a decent little base coat of that tan color on there. And then I'm going to do the horns. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do them in this chocolate brown and then add some highlights to it. What did Jenny say? Just got home, taking the kids to the doctor. Oh goodness, you have had a busy day. Alright, so I just went into that dark chocolate, and I'm going to do the horns. I didn't clean my brush, so it's going to give us a little highlight because I still got some of that khaki tan color in there. These okay. I can still see the comments. Good. Let me know if you guys are having trouble seeing me, because on my computer it looks like it's being glitchy, but on my tablet where I'm recording it's looking fine. So I don't know what's going on. Got a clump of paint there. And I'm just kind of going back and forth with these, trying to keep it darker, but I'm adding a little bit of that light in there just to give it a little depth. And I'm staying darker, more dark, down on the bottom part, because that's where I feel like the shadow would be. And then only a little bit of this horn sticks out on this side. Some little horn part right there. Since that's a little darker color, I'm not going to go over my leaf, just so I don't worry about getting a green that'll cover it. This one I did, I think it was about this time last year, and it's available on Southern Adornment's site. I'll put the link for this design in the comments. I'm so excited about working with Carrie on the brushes to bows. Sorry, I can't talk and paint at the same time, apparently. So with the class, you'll get the wreath rail, and it's unpainted and ready for you to paint. You'll get supply lists for both projects, the painting project and the wreath making project, and then you'll be added to a private group where we'll all be in there hanging out, painting and wreath making. And then she does have an option where she does printed wreath rails. So if you're not a big fan of the painting, or if you like watching the painting but not actually doing the painting, congratulations. Thank you so much. I'm so excited, girl. So if you are not into the painting part, you can get the wreath rail with the design already printed on it, and then you can just do the tutorial on the adding the wreathy stuff, making a beautiful wreath. I'm excited about doing the wreath part myself because I have never really made a wreath, so I'm kind of super stoked about that part. and it is a Halloween design. The design is this. It's my little prototype, but hers will have the wreath rail part attached at the bottom. It'll be about this size as far as the design goes, the painted part, and then it'll have the wreath rail attachment at the bottom. And we get to decorate it. So excited. And got a big old clump of paint right there. So since I've moved, it's been a little more difficult to get to the craft store like before. We had a Michael's just right down the street, and now I don't have anything super close. So I got to go to Hobby Lobby today, and it was about 45 minutes or so. So it's not super bad, but it's not awesome either. But I did get paints for a good price, better than Michael's, so I was pretty happy about that. I think I want a little more light on this side. Okay. Now, hello Tony, how are you? Where are you watching from? I am going to get this little brush that's kind of rounded at the end. It's a little chunky because it's used and abused. And I just want to make some of this a little juicier. I'm going to add a little bit of that brown to it because I just want to add some dimension. So kind of where these bone lines are, it needs to be a little darker than that. Just want to do, there we go. Just a little messiness right there along these seams. Just to give it like a shadow where it dips back in. See if I can refresh this. See if any comments come back up again since it's being ornery. There's no true rhyme or reason to this, just kind of where these etched lines are showing the seams of the skull. I'm just putting a little bit of this darker color to give it just a little depth. I might blend it out a little bit more in just a second. The funny thing about like paint parties, people that have never been think, oh, I can't do this, oh, I'm not artistic, I can't do this, and then they get in there and they see what they can do, and it's surprising. And of course all paintings go through like a little ugly duckling phase where you think they're going to be funky, but then they always turn out cute. Get some more of this chocolatey color because I do want it to be a bit deeper. And where the parts that sink down, so like the eyes and the nose, I want it to get even darker. And then down in these big old nostril holes. I'm gonna get a little more of this. I put a little water on my plate and I'm mixing in a little bit of this tannish color just so I can kind of go back right here at the edges and kind of mix and blend. And I might go back and forth a little bit. Just see how I feel about it. Just kind of going a little Xy strokes. Help blend that together. And then I picked up a little bit of the light color just to kind of lighten up that center area. So like right next to where I put the darker spot, I'm putting kind of a mid-tone color. And then I'm going back in with this color and kind of mixing them together so it blends into one another. Just want it to have a little bit of depth. So I'm kind of like the spots that would be closest to us are the lightest, and the spots that sink in, just putting a little shadow on those areas. This guy's probably been sitting out in the woods or something somewhere. Getting all dirty. see my comments anymore. What did it do? Where did you get the cow head? Did you cut it? It looks like a laser cut. It is laser cut. It is. I liked this scarecrow over here. Sold too. Oh wow! Congratulations. The cow skull is my design, but it's on Southern Adornment's website. She's doing the laser etched ones for me. I think she also has templates available on there. So I'll put that link in the comments. Oh yeah, she's starting to look cute. I need, based on that, I think I need more shadow on this side. That is not dark enough. Yeah, and I love these laser etched ones with the lines in it, because then you can just paint right over them, and they're so easy to see your lines no matter how you go over the lines. You know, sometimes I lose my lines on those ones that have that I trace with the carbon paper, but these are just so easy to get back because they don't go anywhere. And I'm just going back into the eyeballs and the nose holes a little bit darker. I need some more of this darker chocolate. I wonder if I have an even darker brown down there somewhere. Dark brown, because I would like it if it did. I do. Bittersweet. And this is just a liner brush. It looks like it's seen better days. I have scissors in here. That one would be better. Yep, that one looks a little better. I need to trim a couple of stray hairs on that other one. And I'm just making some soupy of this dark chocolate. I think what did I say? It was called bittersweet chocolate. Yep. And then I'm going to go back in and kind of do a little dark around this eye socket. And I'm basically just following that etched line. And then I'm going to do the same thing with some of these other lines. Just let some of this soupy brown kind of fall down into them so they can be even darker in those areas. And so I'm just basically dragging it through that line that's already there, just to create an even deeper area where those seams in the skull are. Yeah, before we moved, I had a cow skull in the bedroom and I loved it, but I didn't have room for it when we moved into the camper. And so this was patterned after the one I had in my room. Since I wasn't going to be able to keep her, I thought I would keep a version of her. Color do you think I should do that flower on the top of her head? The original one I did it kind of a red, pink, dusty rose. I was thinking I could go with the same thing because I kind of liked it. You know, it's one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm doing a little thicker here in the nostril like I did in the eye socket around the outside edge. Not like I did with the seams. I guess mainly because these are so deep. I feel like they would be darker. I'm going to mix a tiny bit of my milk chocolate and my dark chocolate together and fill in that eye a little more. Just feel like it needs to be deeper. I think I'm going to do the same thing with the little nostrils. So I've got primary red. Ooh. Cranberry wine. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm going to pick. And then we'll just add a bunch of white to it to give it different dimensions. If I can get this lid off of here, just go like this. I think the darker green. Alrighty. I'm just going to clean this big fluffy brush off again. Ooh, I want to get some white out before I start painting those. I like to kind of go back and forth with my colors. So I'm basically going to lay down, get my cup out of my way. There we go. The horns keep catching my cup. I don't normally have that problem because I don't normally have horns. So I'm going to go ahead and do all the flowers. Base color. When you guys pop on the watch, just say hi, let us know where you're watching from. I like it when people tell me where they're watching from. It's kind of cool to see how far and wide the videos reach out. I've got it sufficiently covered. I'm going to go back in and start on this one that I started on before. I'm just going to put another little coat on it, mainly just to get it back damp. And then I'm going to go just a tiny bit into my white and start doing a few little swoops. And I like to pick up a little more of the red, some more of the white as I go, just so that it gives it different appearances of petals. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I haven't cleaned the brush. I'm really just going to go back into that darker red right now. And then I'll pick up a little white, and it'll get more streaky in the areas where I first put down the white. I'm liking this color too. It was called Cranberry Wine. You can see that there's a little glare from the lights. And I don't want to blend out the white too much. I want it to look like little petal shapes. Just kind of playing with them until I get them the way I like them. I think I want a little more white right here in the center of this one. There we go. So what are you guys up to tonight, besides watching me paint our little boho cow? So this one is Hauser medium green that I'm going to do the leaves in. Got a little goober in there. Yeah. Ah, good. Think I need a baby wipe. because I think I got paint all over the place. And then after we finish up the leaves, we'll go back in and do some highlights. See if I can refresh my screen. There we go. See if I can not knock that over with the horn like I keep trying to do. I think I want this angled brush. I kind of like it. I've been fond of it lately. And I'm just going to fill in these little leaf shapes. Looks like I might need 2 coats. I went to Five Below today for the first time, and I was very underwhelmed. I kind of expected, I don't know, cutesy dollar store kind of vibe, but I don't know. Ours seemed to be pretty understocked, so maybe that's why it was a little underwhelming. I did see one thing that I kind of liked, but I wish it had a light. But maybe I should have bought like some fairy lights or something to go in it. It was like a whiteboard, but it was about yay big, and it sat at an angle. I was thinking I could put it over there and write all my things that I need to remember to do or talk about on it. But I thought it would have been cuter if it lit up. I guess, like I said, I could have got some fairy lights or something to go in it. I think I have to go back into town first part of next week, so I might go get it. I'm loving these colors to these flowers. Again, cranberry wine. Definitely a nice boho type color. And I told Miss Jenny earlier, she was watching, that I would post the link for this wood blank in the comments. Oh, my computer's trying to be difficult today. And there I am, I'm back. This one's a little awkward, is all I'm going to say. And like I said, I feel like I'm going to need 2 coats. I might even need a 3rd coat on that side. because I painted over it with the white. So it's making those leaves much brighter. But that's okay. There's nothing another coat of paint won't fix. And I really like the way the edges of the laser cut ones look, because they're just like charred almost. Just gives it a nice rustic finished look. You don't really have to paint the outside edge if you don't want to. I typically don't do that with door hangers anyway. I kind of like the little wood peeking through. Thank you, Jenny. I'm gonna confess something to y'all. I think it's, I don't know, kind of funny or God, or I don't know what it is. So in January, well, I guess I'll backtrack even farther than that. So when I first started doing this, when I first started doing paint parties, I started doing paint parties with my mom. And we did paint parties for a few years where we were living then. And then she moved to live with my grandfather to help him out. And we kind of just let it go. And then eventually I started doing them again and started doing a whole bunch of painting live on Facebook. And so my mama was like always the only person watching. And my mama's name is Jenny. But she was a Virginia Jenny, so it was a Jenny with a G. And in January, she passed away. And the first live I did after she passed away, Jenny from Jenny's Crafty Cards started watching. And I just thought it was, I don't know, poetic, poignant, God sent, something, that Jenny was still watching me, even though it was a different one. I'm going to dry this just a hair while I'm deciding what next I want to do. Yeah, I want that brush. So I'm going to get this little skinny liner brush again. And we're going to do some highlights. So I'm just kind of swirling my brush around in the white because it was damp. And so I'm just kind of making this white a little soupy. And I'm going to start away from that part because that part's still a little wet. So I want to put highlights. Where did I put highlights before? Pretty much next to the lines. I thought they looked cute before, so we're going to do something similar to it. We'll highlight a little bit inside this eye and outside the eye. Sorry, me too. But thank you. I appreciate you more than you know. And this is where it starts to kind of go from its ugly duckling to something else. when you start popping in the highlights and all of that. Just give it its little finishing touches, and it starts to turn into something that you just almost couldn't see in the beginning. If y'all have ever watched me with these liner brushes before, I tell you, liner brushes do not hold a bunch of paint. So it's like you almost have to pick up new paint every time you touch it onto the canvas or the wood or whatever you're painting on. Work on the top now. I don't like the way that looked. My hand slipped off of the table. I made that much thicker than I planned for it to be, but baby wipe to save the day. I think I want to go over this one set of leaves one more time. I'm going to lose something in this process. Alright, so now I'm going to highlight the flower. And I'm not going to do much because she really already kind of has a bunch of highlights in her. But I just want to add a little something in a few places. These are definitely the most simple way to do a flower, rose, whatever this could be called. Make my white a little soupier. And you definitely don't want to get too much on there, even though you're kind of combat the whole it's going to dry out after I touch it down once. If you get too much on there, you just end up with a blob in a spot that you really didn't want it. And you just keep playing with them until you like the way they come together. I want just a tiny bit more right here in this center. There. Now I'm going to highlight these leaves. I think she's turning out pretty cute. I'll hit this with the heat gun for just a second because it's still there are still a few spots in there that are a little shiny. I think I might put another highlight down on her forehead area, like right in here. Let's see, what am I missing? Anything? I don't think so. I think she's done. You know what I need to do? Is I need to cut some like feathers or something to hang from her horns. I think that would be cool. Alright, so here she is. Let me get her in the right position. Can I get her back far enough you can actually see all of it? Yay. She turned out so cute. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Make sure you check out the Brushes to Bows with me and Hot Mesh Mom. So thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I'll see you guys again real soon. Good night. If I can get to